Yeah.
Ryan will catch up. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Creator Talk minus Ryan. He's stuck in traffic in Florida somewhere, but he will be here soon. Thank you very much for everybody joining us. And thank you, JMAC. Belated happy birthday, my friend.
I appreciate it. Yes, sir. How you doing?
So we got some red solo cups going tonight. And we are just going to talk. We're going to sit back and just talk about his YouTube channel, what's been going on since we last spoke, and see what's new and exciting in the land of SPACs as well. But again, you know what? Let's just really talk and get to know Jason again, man. He's got a lot going on lately. There's Mr. Pickle. Love him.
That's my dude right there. He,
okay.
I haven't even told the backstory on him.
Absolutely. I was going to say, okay, let's start. There you go. What's the story?
So on my birthday, so I got a custom gift made by my wife. It was really cool during the day. And then at night, after I finished up work, I come downstairs and my wife she started kind of like decorating, you know what I mean? And cool. She put everything was green. You know, she put a green tablecloth out. She put those green plates. It was green everything. And then what's up, Ryan?
James.
So then this big bag, a gift bag came, and so it was sort of a prank. It was they made a pickle themed birthday, and so I got pickle cotton candy, pickle Laffy Taffy, pickle almonds, just all kind of stuff, and then of course Mr. Pickle and a blow up Mr. Pickle. Yeah, so
your wife seems pretty cool. What a great idea.
Yeah, so it was hilarious. So I was like, they spend all this money on stuff, and I'm frugal. I'm like, well, we got to do something with this guy. I mean, I'm sure he was $20, you know. I was like, let's incorporate him into the channel. So
you know it. He's the deciding factor whether or not the thumbs up or the thumbs down or something.
That's right. They can't blame me no more. They got to blame Mr. Pickle.
Exactly. Mr. Pickle's disclaimer.
That's it. How you been, Ryan? What's up, man?
How you doing?
I'm so sorry for being late, Jason. I had to send you that picture of traffic. You know, it's funny. I live on a road called Southern Boulevard. And the furthest house east on Southern Boulevard is Mar-a-Lago. Donald Trump lives on Southern Boulevard. There's like 3 houses west of me in West Palm Beach. I'm on the furthest side west. So a lot of times when I come home, and I don't know if he was coming home or usually when he travels into town when he was president, these bad traffic jams would happen. And so that's why I'm here late, and I apologize for that.
No worries. It happens. It's life. Don't worry about a thing. We just started anyways. We were just waiting around, hanging around backstage. Don't worry about a thing.
But no, Jason, so had to have you on tonight, man. So much to catch up on. And I mean, you've really been hustling, especially this last week. I've been trying to keep up with your videos. I don't know if you saw on your Facebook page, I shared that coming into downtown, right next to where I got married, Lucid Motors is opening a big shopping center there. It used to be a big Mellow Mushroom restaurant. Now they're going to showcase their cars there, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, Lucid's going to be legit. If it, it's just one of those things. It's just a rumor right now, and I mean, there are people just going nuts about it. So it's for sure the most talked about SPAC ever.
I get so much to ask about SPAC tonight, so.
we're gonna relax. We're gonna talk SPACs later on. We're gonna get reacquainted with Jason. He's been so busy the last many months now with everything that's got going on. So let's get some updates from him. See how he's doing his channels, his Discord, his Patreon, everything. It's been crazy. Then we'll hit the SPAC chat, I guess, later on. It's probably what we're quickly just talking about. So, all right. So what's your update then, Jason? How have you been? Like, what have you been doing the last few months? Like, how crazy has your life been? Holy man.
Well, because you're in my Discord. You're a featured channel on my Discord.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. So, that's been fairly consuming. And then, to the point where my wife now is basically full-time administrator over Discord. So she onboards. Because I mean, I was doing it myself, but I'm busy and I was doing a sloppy job,
You're doing a great job. Don't worry about it.
Well, I mean, like as far as like really getting down to the details of keeping up with people, you know what I mean? Like some people were sliding through the cracks, some people were getting and standing there when they hadn't paid, et cetera, et cetera. She's on it. She's got the whip out, and you don't pay, you lose your role. Those types of things. And not just that. She's very warm, welcoming. I'm more like a little rough around the edges, and some people like that, some people don't, and at the same time, so in other words, so she welcomes people, greets people, helps them through the process. So it's been crazy. It's just crazy in general to have that platform explode like it has, and has continued. And I've learned a lot about that whole side of YouTube and content creation as well, because and learned how to grow that too. Whereas rather than just trying to grow the channel, I just kind of started coming back towards leaning in on YouTube a little bit, because I had been putting way more energy into Discord because it was growing so much.
Did you do like four videos this week?
I did, and partially because I had the interview. I had the one interview. I actually had 2 interviews. I got one more that's queued up right now. From this one is actually Better World Acquisition Corporation. So this is the first SPAC I've ever interviewed that's not a target SPAC. I interviewed the CEO of the SPAC, not the target company. And so this is a female CEO. It was a pretty cool interview, but I'm just waiting on them to sign off on it, and it's going through their review process right now. So that was I did 2 interviews. I did one with the penny stock, and that came from Fans Unite. And the only reason I did that is because in my Discord there's a penny stock channel, and I'm telling you, there's some guys in there raking it in. Everyone knocks on penny stocks, stay away from penny stocks, but them guys, there's some dudes in there with 200-400% gains. Like one guy who wound up, he's one of my admins. I let him take over that channel, and he pins his portfolio and his gains, and so he's up 200% this year. You know what I mean? So
nice. That's great to hear. Yeah, you got a great group there. You really do. And different groups of different people, like, in different chat rooms. It's really fun. It's entertaining. It's really great to watch. You scroll through, and the guys are ribbing each other sometimes.
Well, yeah, and then sometimes there's drama. You've been in there. You saw some of the drama.
Everything. It's life.
I've had to kick some, 1 or 2 people out. It's just all part of it. So it's just like the channel. You have those kind of people that some people that come and they drop ugly comments and things like that. Well, they're going to come to your Discord too. Right. And so you got to deal with them too, and be patient with them. And then eventually, if it keeps up, you got to give them the boot.
Yeah, absolutely. But your Discord offers so much value. It's incredible. It really is. I'll do my DD beforehand, but before I even make a purchase, do my buy, I will go to your Discord just to verify and do a search on it and go, all right, I'm making the right choice. Good.
Yeah, and that's funny because I really did not. I fought having Discord for a while and Patreon, and Discord. I just didn't like Discord, But you're right, man. It really is a valuable tool for for just to quickly get information. And we got the one announcement channel. So when SPACs drop, we got one guy that's got a Bloomberg terminal, and bam, within minutes we've got it announced. So
that's nice. Yeah, that's great. Again, the value is off the charts. So how long have you had your channel now for, Jason?
Let's see. I think April of 2019, right? That would be
coming up to a couple years now, right?
Oh yeah, coming up on a couple years now. Yeah, is that right? When did you start, Ryan?
We were OGs, man. I got some questions about back in the day. Oh man, it's been about a year and a half. Let me look right now. Let me look at my oldest video. I'll tell you exactly.
Yeah. I need to do that
too. We're getting old, Jason.
So who was one of the first people that you guys connected with? You guys remember?
My first collab was with RicoSuave with Jose.
Same here. There he is. Here he is, Jose, the man,
Yeah.
the legend. Here he is.
And he's killing it now too. He's doing real well. He's a contributor in my Discord, and he's the IPO guy in my Discord as well. So man, long time. We're building lifelong friendships here, man.
It's amazing. So Jason, I did my first video April 18th of 2019. So I'm coming up on 2 years in a few months.
I just checked mine. Mine's April 20th, 2019.
So long lost brothers. I like it.
Smoke them if you got them, you know.
Cheers, guys. That's incredible. But yeah, great team you have there, and a great community we have here as well. Like seriously, just so much valuable information. I was talking to Victor on Tuesday. The value that there is here within our community, the knowledge, it's incredible.
Well, props to everyone who has stayed course, because we've seen a lot of people come and go, right? In 2 years. I mean, you know what I mean? So like Victor too, you know, Victor sputtered along for a little while in the beginning there, but dude, he's killing it now as well, right? I mean, you never know. You know, you just stay the course, right? What was your questions, Ryan? You said you had some OG questions. I was telling Rick, I'd rather talk about YouTube and stuff because I don't get to talk about it much. Now everyone's taking my time with SPACs.
Well, I got to ask
you.
I just want to ask some like kind of high level questions on this investment journey, because that's how I remember your first video, you know, just a regular dude like going in the market. This like transparent. This is real, and you know, I'm challenging a lot of just investment philosophy, and I'm sure you've done the same over the last 2 years too, as you're finding different tools in the market. And obviously now you've really hit a honey hole with SPACs in terms of returns, and also, you know, your personal brand you've been able to build. And going back, like, and I still keep it close to my heart too. Like, how important to you is dividend growth investing at this level? I saw you on Ryan's live stream the other week, and you were saying like, if I'm not getting 20% annual gains right now, I'm not really that interested. So is it and I have a neighbor, so, and I'll tell you a quick story. I want to hear your answer. I have a neighbor friend, you know, crypto's booming right now, and every Saturday morning I'm having coffee with these guys in my neighborhood. I have a friend, he's got a multi-million-dollar crypto portfolio, and if he's not doubling his money every 6 months, he's not getting out of bed, you know? So I want to kind of ask you these questions on just how do you feel about investing in terms of like, what should I be getting out of my time, out of the market? What tools do I think should be using? And how do you look at investing now, given your evolution from a dividend growth investor to now maybe more of a growth investor? What kind of investor are you?
Speculator. For real. A speculator and a scalper and a arbitrage, or you know, if you saw, it was a very kind of underrated video, but I did one about arbitraging, like, you know, because SPAC provide that, like you can buy units, and it's a super safe, and I mean, we could go into some nuances and some details of it all, but SPACs are actually really, really freaking safe while you're pre-merger. Once they hit the market after they merge, then they're wide open in the wild open. But for the most part, though, they're fairly safe. So that's how I was able to get into these, learn the ins and outs of the you know, all of the different nuances of SPACs, and now I know how to play them, and I'm taking more risk with them as well. So. But yeah, so no, my goal now, what I do now, how I'm using the stock market now is a wealth generation thing that, I mean, I'm talking, I want to make a couple mil in about 2 or 3 years, and it's going to happen as long as some things, you know, as long as the market holds up. If the market turns, then I got to change course. I got to find something else. But the SPACs are accelerating right now. It's not in decline. So that the look at that, SPACs and IPOs are really, those are now more companies are coming public, and more quality companies are coming public via SPAC as well. So it's so now, yeah, man, it's the whole thing's opened up. I mean, I'll give you an example. I got a portfolio in a small broker in Mumu. You may have heard me talk about it before. Yeah, you signed up.
I use your referral link.
Right. So, yeah. Exactly. They have a desktop app. So all day long, I got Discord open. I got Moomoo, and I drop that down, and I'm working. But Moomoo, I'm trading on that platform. Actually, I'm trading SPACs because I learned there. I pick a few that I see the patterns. You know what I mean? And I'm trading those. And I've traded that account from I've deposited $6,000 into it. I've never deposited, and I'm not going to deposit another $1, and it's at $50,000 a day, right? So, and the goal is to get it to $100,000 this pretty quick this year. So
it's just trading mere volatility.
Well, it's trading, and it's when SPACs drop announcements, they pop. So I trade SPAC announcements. I trade when a SPAC.
Do you sell the news?
Yeah, it's quick moves. Except for a few, I got some that I'm swing trading that I got in early that are good SPACs that haven't broke out yet. Some of those there are longer holds, but that whole account though, I'm using margin on it too. So it's a marginable account.
Wow.
And so that one I monitor real closely because it is margin, and not all margin, but but I always keep a cushion, $5-10 in cash of margin. So if there's real violent volatility, there's some cushion there. It's just I just play the things that I've learned and know in SPACs, and like so. Let's say you get into a good SPAC, right? Through the course of its merger, many times they move on announcements, right? So let's say you're in like okay, I'll give you an example. Genius Sports right now, ticker symbol DMYD. They've been having constant announcements of the back end data provider for online gambling, apps, right? So they're the ones that provide the data for the integrity data for bookies to use, right? So real time live. Like if you want to do live betting in a basketball game, you would contract that data through Genius Sports. There's two companies, Genius Sports or Sports Radar. Sports Radar is supposed to be coming via SPAC, hasn't came yet. Genius Sports is SPACing through DMYD, and so the whole time over the past few months, there's been a bunch of announcements of partnerships they're making. So they'll get a partnership, it'll spike a little bit, then you can play that. Those types of things.
So are you parking any capital long term?
I still have a growth dividend portfolio,
right?
Because it's Microsoft, Apple, Intuit, Brookfield.
Intuit is a great company, man.
Brookfield Renewables. They gotta be in the hype plays. Like I'm actually thinking about opening a position.
Are you still holding your Tesla long?
Oh yeah, and I've been adding Tesla. I've been adding Tesla on dips.
Nice.
Yep. So yeah, stuff like that.
Adding to that, what do you think about the recent downgrade this week of a Hyliion?
It is what it is. A lot of people think I'm not married to any company or stock. I'll just put it to you that way.
Not to be married, but you are like. I feel like if I want to understand the state of Hyliion, I would really value your opinion. You know,
right? What I mean? What it seems to me like is a orchestrated way to bring the price down. Honestly, because they had two downgrades in the last 48 hours, and I mean, say what you will, but these big banks also. They have so much capital in the market. It's not funny, and then it's their analysts that are setting the price targets. But this is to be though for this is what you learn over the course of holding SPACs is pre-revenue companies. This is just the game, right? Until they put up and show that they can produce the things that they put in their investor presentation slide deck, is going to be super volatile, right? So
So and adding to that, and I think, where I've had success in the market, and versus where you're having success in the market is being able to find those bearish scenarios that are wrong, right? Where the market's just pricing it wrong or overly, like, when I was heavily bullish on Tesla, 200 pre-split, which, I turned a few thousand into, which should have been 100,000, but I'm sitting about 50,000 now. So this could be a big opportunity, or, but what I've been doing with Highland, I've been really practicing selling options on it, because the volatility, it keeps a decent premium. So I'm holding weight in it right now, and I'm just. And you were coming on today, and I was like, what am I actually holding here?
Right. Yeah, I mean, I think at these levels, you can't go wrong with it. I mean, it's because midway through this year, they're going to begin announcements about the Hypertruck ERX, and the whole tide's going to turn. But really, it's one of those things. I mean, I think they have I still think that they have the best solution for over the road trucking, right? Of all electrification plays. But now, these other battery plays, eventually they're going to play out in 5 years. You're going to have something that'll come that'll be that can go over the road. When I say over the road, I mean go from 40 Wilmington. Wilmington's where I-40 ends, right at the beach, Wilmington, North Carolina, and 40 goes all the way to San Diego, in California. And so there are trucks who take 40 all the way across the country, and you're not gonna do that in a battery BEV vehicle, and there's no, and people say, well, charging stations. Trucks can't get in and out of charging stations. That's just not going to happen. You're going to have to build a whole infrastructure of chargers for trucks. You know what I mean?
It's going to be a different charger that Tesla's going to use than I'm using for my Model 3.
Exactly.
To do the semi. It's a different charger.
Yeah, imagine them pulling in the Sheetz and trying to pull in front of, I don't know if you know Sheetz gas stations, but they got a lot of them have Tesla chargers at the gas stations. They pull up and they block every single Tesla charger, right? I mean, some people don't think these things through, though. They think, there's going to be battery electric trucks. Okay, yeah, how? Show me, prove it to me. How they going to get charging? But Hyliion's is 1,400 miles, and it's a regenerative through a build out infrastructure of CNG stations. They're already there. So now, but saying that, all right, they've got the solution, right? But the big thing is, will that be adopted? If it is not adopted, sell your Hyliion. So there you go. There's your answer. But you won't know until they have to get it into a few fleets' hands, and the fleets start adopting it. But this is the thing, though. It's speculation. So. Yeah, really, honestly, I would almost trade Hyliion right now up until you start getting some. I know long-term investors are cringing right now, but I'd trade.
For me, I'm selling wheel on it. Like, I'm selling calls when it gets called away. I'm selling put. I'm buying it back. So I'm trading it. That's what I'm doing.
Exactly, and that's how to do it right now.
Lately, I can't get it called away because it just keeps on going down. So I just keep on selling calls.
Right. Well, that's not a bad thing. It's constant cash. Yeah, it's cash, right? So,
but that's a whole other part. Again, talking about just as we're in this market, as we've been on YouTube, talking in front of a camera, talking about investing, just more things that we're adding to, just different things to play with in the market, and I don't know if you guys are having this. Jason, you're having it more. I mean, definitely on the social media scene. And actually, I had a subscriber reach out to me this past week. Just sent me like a screenshot of his portfolio because he bought Tesla early on when I was saying to buy Tesla. Like, he made like $200,000 on Tesla, and he's like, I bought the car cash. He's like, thanks to you, Ryan. I'm going to retire early. I'm going to take you out to dinner in Florida. Where you maybe have more of that on social, but like a lot of people have been reaching out to me personally in my personal life, like, Ryan, what is this stock market thing? How do I use it? Like, I've been living my whole life. Like, I don't know what to do with money. And like, I have these Saturday morning coffee meetups once a month at my warehouse. Like, I have a luncheon. Like, it's crazy where, you're seeing it probably just more on the social level. where what I think you've done really well with your channel is, and maybe you give me tips towards mine. Like right now, I'm going so heavy into crypto because that's where my interest is. Should you always stay? Is it? Should you stay in one lane in YouTube, or but if you're personally drawn to something else, what do you do in those situations?
Yeah, I mean, like once something takes on your channel, like if whatever your most viewed video is, unless it's just fluky, but that's the thing. So whatever's working the most or the best, then home in on that. And that's RicoSuave. I started initially when he was transitioning, helping him, and and he's definitely seen great growth with just sticking to IPOs, because I was like, no one's cornered that market, and then they're like they're evergreen, where SPACs are, they kind of fade out, his are going to be, they're going to be new companies for a year or two, where people are going to be looking for videos of
Palantir,
Lemonade, Palantir, Snow. They're going to be searching those companies because for the first 2-3 years, they're going to be brand new. You know what I mean?
When are you getting Chamath interview? That's what I want to see.
Yeah, that's going to be your next one, Jason.
He's like fake for the little guy. He's for the little guy, but not.
I get that vibe. He's so well articulate. He's trying to become the Warren Buffett of our generation. I feel like.
Yeah. I mean, I love him. He's still I think he is kind of like the modern Buffett, but I don't think he's what he tries to perceive. He comes off as, you know what I mean? Because I've reached out to him, and I had a bunch of people. We had a bunch of people retweeting my tweet because I was tagged. A bunch of followers retweeting and tagging, saying, "Yeah, let JMAC interview you." I probably had 100 people going behind me to. And
you'll get him on JMAC. I know you.
No response.
Be persistent, man. No, keep it going.
I would say if I get 100,000 subscribers and then I get actually, you know what? Maybe I'll drop a little thing here for you.
Do it right.
One of his former colleagues reached out to me recently. I'll just say that.
Nice.
It's
a step, right?
Well, that's what's been happening now, because I got so many interviews going. They're like, all right, I want to go on that dude's channel. You know what I mean? So a lot of these are reaching out, but my wife is also she reaches out now. So it looks like I got an executive assistant reaching out.
That's the way to do it. So with all this research that you're doing and whatnot, are you still working full time, or are you dedicating all your time to your channel and to Patreon?
I am. Yes. I work remote for a software company, and so I work throughout the day, so it's just but the goal is to hopefully one day eventually go ahead and make it full time, but it's not going to happen right now. I need to, like I said, I need to get my portfolio up at least 7 figures. Fall back on that.
It's crazy how real that because you're watching it. I heard you say you're watching people in your Discord hit these amazing levels. Like it's so tangible, right? Like when you throw out a couple $1 million in a 5-year span, or I can't remember the exact number you said. Like it feels so much more. 2 million or 2 years?
2 years.
I mean, that's incredible. Like
everybody join his Patreon. Let's go. Join Jason's Patreon.
So we've had 4 people. We've had 4 people hit $1 million that had probably had a couple $100,000 portfolios, when they started. I mean, it's just you got to understand the warrants. So the people that are really seeing these kinds of gains are investing in warrants. Warrant investing is where, and getting into good SPACs early in warrants. If you do that, you can see these types of gains here. I mean, I'm up 90 grand in 1 month this year. So my portfolio was 195 in January 31st. It's 285 today. So Yes, so 90 grand in 1 month so far this year.
Awesome.
Due to warrants?
Yeah, I mean warrants. I mean I buy commons, but like I'm in that Moomoo account, you can't buy warrants. So I trade commons in that account, but my big holdings are warrants, thousands of warrants.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Whatever got you into SPACs to begin with?
Nicola.
Like, how did you stumble across it?
Trevor Milton.
Yeah, Nikola Motors, Virgin Galactic, and DraftKings. Those were the big ones. And, and that's like it's funny because now you talk about Hyliion, and some people are just catching on to Hyliion and Tattooed Chef. Those are like old school SPACs now.
Oh yeah.
Tattoo Chef's a mainstream. Everyone's got to buy it now. Jeremy's on it. Me, Kevin's on it.
Yeah, they're catching them. They're catching them like 3-4 months late.
I've seen that a few times on YouTube.
Yeah,
it's funny, man.
I spoke about that ages ago. Absolutely.
Yeah, no doubt.
I think back to those Nikola days, man.
I did well on Nikola. I did extreme. I just fluked that one off.
And just how big that Milton interview was, and just how many people carried that interview that you did with him.
Yeah, and the funny thing is, none of my other interviews have carried weight like that one and the Thomas Healy ones. The other ones I get, maybe 4,000 or 5,000 views. But
whatever your opinion of Trevor Milton is, I have one, you have one, we all have one. He could get a lot of people to listen. What you actually thought of the content, but he was this very big.
Oh yeah. He was a snake charmer. He was for real. He was. I mean, yeah. He was.
Guy. You can sell. That's for sure.
Yeah. Heck yeah. I was. Yeah. Everyone was hoodooed.
Yeah. That's him pushing the truck down the hill. Everything. He was great.
Right. So, it was wild. It was for real wild.
What a great entrance into SPACs, guys? Hey, here we go.
Everyone got duped.
Yeah, everybody got duped, and then it kind of cascaded a bit of a black cloud over it for a while too. Remember that? Yeah. Hyliion was like being compared to Nikola there for a while. Also, I was like, come on, no, it's totally different companies, and there's a bit of a black cloud there for a while. So
Jason, what investors who are looking at an IPO or a SPAC look at is terms of what am I getting? Actually, speaking of Jose, he did a good video of the two, where I've invested in both this year, and I've actually done better with IPOs because I did well with Lemonade, and I did well with what was the other one that I can't remember. And versus with SPACs, I'm holding the bag. You crushed on them. I'm holding the bag of my friends at BurgerFi and Hyliion over there. Is there a quality difference that you get if a company goes the separate directions, or what do you think the major differences are? And we got to be careful of.
Yeah, I mean, it's for sure it has a lot more to do with in SPACs the market or what market they're in, and then really honestly the hype around a certain sector or segment is important as well. And then it's really the cycle, because learning to get in and get out is a big thing with SPACs. So really, they're not as I'm gonna go ahead and say they're not as long term. They're not. I do a lot better getting in and getting out trading SPACs. SPACs are more lucrative when you trade them rather than hold them long. I mean, you could trade you could trade your way into, like my Hyliion shares that I hold. They're free. I made my money on Hyliion. I hold a couple hundred, 250 shares. I think those were 100. I'd already made $5,000 on Hyliion, and I kept a couple hundred shares. So
would you say there's not the same advantage with warrants as well?
Warrants, yeah, and that's what I was saying about, like, definitely they're shorter term plays, because because they're volatile, like where a common stock of a SPAC might go up 5 or 10% over the course of a week. that if it's up 10%, the warrant might go up 45 or 50%. So big difference with the.
You don't have that same opportunity in the IPO, right? Where just the big shareholders have the warrants or the ability to.
There are quite a few companies that have warrants as well, not just SPACs, but but you gotta dig. You can dig for them. But here's the other thing with SPACs though. So the structure of the SPAC, how it happens and hit the exchanges they hit the exchange as a unit, and the units always come at $10, a price point of $10, right? And this is before they got it. This is before they figured out we're going to get Hyliion. This is the SPAC shell, but they sell at $10, and usually they come with a fraction of a warrant. So that unit comes with a half a warrant, or a third of a warrant, or a quarter of a warrant. So that's the arbitrage play that I was talking about. So if you got a lot of capital, you could, and let's say you had, $100,000, you could buy what is that, 10,000? I think that's right. 10,000. Do the math on that.
I don't have a calculator handy.
Rick, come on.
No,
divided by 10. Yeah, 10,000. You could buy 10,000 units, okay? And 10,000 units, let's say if there were a half a warrant attached, and
so you're controlling how much stock? 20,000 shares? Or?
You would get just $10 per unit, right?
Right.
You invest that $100,000, you get 10,000 units, and 10,000 units that have, each unit has a half a warrant, so you get 5,000 warrants for free. Okay. And then you could sell the commons, and they typically go up to 10.50 or 11 before there's even a target. So you've already made 10% right there. Okay. So you're up to $110,000 on your $100,000 investment. You sell that, and you got 5,000 warrants, and warrants can go to $20 if it's a real hype play. 20 times 5,000. Let's just say that you hit it big on Hyliion's hit around 20 at one point. So let's do the math on that. 5,000 times 20.
20,000.
That's 100,000.
100,000.
100,000. So that's $110,000 made on $100,000 investment, and that's a realistic scenario. I'm not blowing smoke up you. You know what? That's a realistic. Or we could cut that in half and say it went to $10. That happens all the time. I got several warrants that have hit $10. I'm holding some right now. That happens all the time. So $60,000 on a $100,000 investment is very easy to happen in 6 months' time in a SPACs.
Try getting that out of Johnson & Johnson, right?
Try to get that. That's why I basically just canceled dividend growth investment. I said I'm gonna do that when I become an old man, because they're old man stocks.
So that's what I've been telling my buddy. He's got a $2 million cryptocurrency portfolio right now, and he wants to go to dividend growth when he's done. He thinks this year will run. And you got to get rich, and then you got to stay rich, right?
That's right. Yeah. Then you come back to Gen X. You start following him again. But I haven't watched a Gen X in a while. I love him. He's that dude. But I don't watch any dividend videos. They got nothing for me right now.
No PPC Ian back in the house.
No. I tried. I almost converted him to buying some SPACs.
What?
He shouted me out in a couple of videos recently. He bought Utz. He didn't even know that was a SPAC.
What?
Yeah, Utz was a SPAC.
It's funny. He does have an open mind, because I'm obviously, and I don't want to be too much into it, but I'm a crypto enthusiast. But I remember years ago he bought Bitcoin around $2,000, and so he does have an open mind towards it. But he keeps that. Again, we all have our different ways we deploy our capital and make us sleep good at night, that make us feel like we're growing. And but like he just explained, this is the way I can supercharge my wealth and put it over here and let it do what it does.
Right. Once you have the $1 million, $2 million in an account, the compounding effect of dividends then is pretty insane.
It's paying your bills.
Yeah. That's what Gen X is now retired, right? At 1.8, 1.7 million in his. So,
and
I used to get those people that would comment on my videos and they would say that, and I'd scoff at them. I'd be like, "No, dude, it's DGI is,
DGI until I die. It's on my printer."
Yeah, exactly. A sticker. Yeah. Glad I didn't get that tattooed.
I've never gotten a tattoo for that reason.
Do it. Do it on your videos. Do it on your videos.
I'll see old Facebook posts for myself, and I'm like, "This is why I don't get tattoos."
Right. That's super funny. So
awesome.
Yeah, but when those folks said that, that it is really true. DGI really, until you have capital working where you can really, really because it does you try to convince people, well, on the dips you got revenue coming in, but if you got $100 or $200, what good is that doing you a month? When it's coming in. But now if you got $5,000 coming in a month, and then there's a dip that takes place, then you can buy quite a bit of a couple of your down stocks with $5,000-$6,000, right?
Absolutely.
So Jason, let me throw this at you, and kind of a quick update where I'm kind of at maybe in my life is right before the pandemic, horrible timing, bad market timing. I started a new company, and now in like the last few months, like it's a real business. Like we're running, we were doing like real revenue. We did 190,000 in gross revenue in January. Like we're doing real revenue. So and I've grown everything. Like I've reinvested a ton back in. I have employees. Like I have a real company moving, and I'm ready after Q1 to start like taking a paycheck from this. So I'm in a real scenario where I can like double my income in from one day to the next. Whenever I decide like, all right, I'll start taking some off the top. So what it's a large influx of monthly capital. What would you say as far as what would you do if all the money, and you're seeing this with your YouTube business, a big influx of extra cash every month? What would you do with that? Would you arbitrage it all to make a lot more? Would you go safer with it? Like, what would you do if I said tomorrow your income is doubled for next month? In February, you're going to have twice the amount of cash. What would you do?
I'd say what I would do, but this video will get banned, so I can't say it.
Yeah, that one guy scratching off the lottery.
Yeah, I know. That's exactly the video, that one that you posted. That's exactly what I was thinking.
Oh man, yeah, that's just hilarious. It depends. That's one of those loaded questions because it depends on your scenario. If you got debt, I'd pay off all my debt.
Right.
And then it depends.
What kind of debt? What any debt? Are you a good debt, bad debt guy, or?
Well, it just depends too on your situation, because like what you want to do, right? Like if you're working towards like where you want to get rid of that job, then pay off your mortgage and pay off your car payment and all those things, right? But if you're not looking to get rid of that job, then pay off. Just make sure you obviously all of your student loans and all of your credit cards are paid, right? And maybe probably pay off your car too, and then you just got a mortgage and But otherwise, then if you're going to keep doing that, if you're going to keep staying in that industry, then I would sit it in cash, wait for a SPAC to announce that's super hot, and then I'd buy it. I buy warrants, thousands of warrants. Yeah, that's what I do.
Do you have warrants? Do you have warrants right now in IPOE?
Yeah, for sure. SoFi.
Yeah, I mean. That's one. The dip one day down to 18, and I bought a bunch around there. That's the lowest I got it at.
Yeah, and I've been trading commons on it too.
Jason,
you're taking See, that's my problem with some of these guys. Like I actually generally start liking the business model, and then I get disappointed.
Yeah, that's the thing. You can't marry any of them. You can't marry any of them.
That's the problem with SPACs. I can't stay long enough.
Yeah, you need to hang out with some traders. That's it.
So you're saying that? I mean, when it ran up to like 27 that day, I was like, yeah. I mean, but like to me, I could still see it being a $60 stock. Like you said in your video about it, like if this IPO'd, it's going to market at 60. Like, and I agree with that. But so to that thesis, and what am I willing to wait, and how do you play this back? Again, that's why I'm glad I have the opportunity to talk to you.
Well, here's what I'm saying. So I would try to, like I said, as early as possible, get the biggest position as possible. Right. This is what I do, and then as there's opportunities to take profit, that position's always shrinking. Right. And then if I could come away with some, if it's something I really think is like an amazing company, and that is, going to be a game-changing, disrupting company, then I'm going to hold some shares of that big initial position that scaled down, or the position that you build up. If it consolidated, but SPACs don't ever consolidate most of the times, unless you could just find a hidden gem. Like video I just dropped today might be one.
Yeah, that's good. I was trying to say that earlier. Is that the one that you found this afternoon with the team?
The battery company. Yeah.
Out of Norway, I think it was the cells for batteries.
I think that one could fly in a day or two from here. Yeah. You don't know, but right now it's cheap. So you've had two. It only dropped 2 days ago. So you did have 2 days to consolidate, which actually is a long time with SPACs. Usually you don't have that long to make a decision because they run up.
SPACs are so exciting, man. They are so exciting. I agree. I remember somebody said on the Discord, they're not for the weak of heart. But I mean, if you can handle the volatility, and they are, but they're not, sort of thing. I mean, you can just handle the minor ups and downs. They're so fun. They're fun to invest in.
Yeah, when there's a pullback, a lot of money, a lot of capital leaves SPACs.
Yeah,
it's just going to happen because they're not all that volatile, but they're viewed with the big institutions as as volatile stocks. So the capital always leaves them, just like they leave other volatile, like small caps.
Yeah,
money just leaves it real fast. But when it comes back, and it does come back, it just comes in waves of 10, 20, 30%. I've been through two. We've been through really two since I've been in SPACs, two real big sell-offs. This last one lasted only a week. The first one lasted a month, but violent. Your portfolio is going down 10% a day during that October one.
October was brutal. Ryan, how was October for your portfolio? Do you remember?
Probably normal, right? Probably 5% down.
I mean, look. So Jason, so I have I want to say probably half my portfolio in retirement. My retirement funds, I'm in ETFs. I'm in QQQ. I'm in VTI. I'm RK. For the idea of managing money, I can't touch until I'm 60. Like for that, so for my day trading accounts, like they're, but I, my biggest positions are Tesla and Ethereum. So SPACs is very something. I'm glad I'm here tonight talking to someone that has great knowledge on them. My toes in the water with them. Jason, the first SPAC I ever bought in was my own client that Jason covered. I was like BurgerFi, and he got out of that one, and that one. Who knows what that's going to become?
Well, that one still has opportunity.
It really does. It really does. The market cap's tiny. It's nothing of a company.
Right.
They could do anything. And in my market, they're big. So
a couple announcements. They're like Hyliion, an announcement or two, and that thing could fly. So, a lot of these are that way. But but that's why. We kind of call it dead money if you sit in them way too long, though. It's because that's the thing. I'd rather have all my money always working in ones that are earlier stage. Yeah, that and then you work your way out of those, and then you go to there's the next block, because it used to be that not that many that you were working with. Now you're working with announcements weekly, multiple announcements, and now they're coming in rumors before they announce. And they fly up on the rumor now. So it's definitely a wild market right now.
Yeah. I hear that multi-plane is a great investment with that dying monkey, I just think
yeah, that and PCPL, yeah.
You brought back the dying monkey for PCPL. That was good. Again, the Discord is so fun to be part of. I mean, there's so much activity and great comments going on.
Right, and like ongoing jokes, and there's like long-standing jokes and stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. But every so often, like you're like the father, you got to clamp down. Hey, wrong channel, buddy. Sorry.
Yeah. Well, and that's why I'm limiting it to 1,000 people because there's some other what happened was I had a couple people come from some of these other huge channels, and they told me that their Discords are out of control. So I'm like, no, it's not going to happen in my Discord. It's going to be a not really a safe environment, but a more structured environment where. And most people appreciate that, and that's why they stay and come back. Yeah.
So how many are you at right now?
I think 850.
Yeah. So if anybody's watching this, jump on board fast. Closing pretty soon.
Right. Well, we still got a grace month because we got the old tier, the $3 tier. They're going to lose access. Yeah. And at the end of March 1st. That tier is losing, but a lot of those people are starting to upgrade to the next tier. So
and they should. The value that you add is incredible. Like I said earlier, it's just you don't get it anywhere else, right? It's a big think tank.
Because it isn't just me, right? The value is in the quality. Because once we've had those people that have had that success, they want to get back into the, they want to help others and enjoy that same success. So.
Yep, absolutely.
It isn't just me.
No, exactly. It's a great team. You got so many people contributing to it, and it's information overload. You're just sitting there, just like sucking it up as you're scrolling down on the comments.
Did you catch the story that I met my first Patreon member outside in person last couple weeks ago? He's a doctor. No way. He's a doctor. Yeah.
Let's hear this.
It was a crazy story. He was actually my mother had surgery, right?
Okay.
And so we got an Airbnb to go be near her and help her and visit her in the evenings during that surgery. And then this individual from my Discord DM me. He's like, I heard about your mom. Sorry about that. And he's like, he's a doctor at that hospital.
At the hospital your mom was at.
Check this. He was on the panel that reviewed her surgery.
What?
Yeah. And so, and he came, so he went and visited my mom because that night my wife went and visited her. And so my wife snapped a selfie and then they from that, they set up behind the scenes because me and my sister have shared the same birthday, 8 years apart. So we were back in that area where I grew up. So it was a week early, but we still set up my birthday party for me and my sister because my sister was turning 50, a big party. Anyway, so this guy shows up, my Patreon member. My wife set it up where he came and he visited, and so I got to meet him, and so it was really cool. He gave me a $350 bottle of wine. It was pretty cool. Pretty awesome, yeah.
Did you drink it yet?
We drank it on my actual birthday.
Cheers.
Yeah. Really, and I usually don't drink wine, but I'm telling you what, that was it was a red wine too. I usually hate red wine too, but this was so smooth. It was like butter, I was like, okay, maybe I got to buy $300 wine to drink wine. I don't know.
A lot of facts for that.
So that was really cool though, and like there's quite a few people they all want to meet, like some of the ones that have had lots of success, and I think maybe one day, like I said, if we ever go full time, we're gonna buy an RV and travel around and hang out with people.
Go and meet them like little kids on a map, and then meet up with everybody on the page.
Yeah,
great.
Yeah, that's the plan. That's the goal and plan. I mean, we already did that. We traveled the U.S. in an RV before. We did that for 6 months.
That's fun. What did you hit? Almost every state.
It was the winter, so we did the southern states.
Yeah,
we actually did 40. That route 40 I was talking about. Yep. We did 40 there and then 10 back.
Got it. Fun.
Yeah.
Good for you. Good for you. I've always, thought there'd be a lot of fun to get everybody in the community and meet. Every year you meet in a different city with everybody. You know, it'd just be fun to meet up.
Yeah,
the bigger guys do something, don't they? Or
yeah, it seems like they do. Like there's like what? There's that one content creator like convention or something like that. Like JJ Buckner got caught up in that, right? Like, is that in his name? Yeah,
I think right.
JJ Buckner, because his channel was like, I still don't get it either how he blew up because. And I think it's his personality. You know, I mean, props to him. He's great. And there's probably a lot of people who really enjoy his content. But his is no different than, say, you know, any one of our channels. But his is literally like 100. Because dividend channels are hard to blow up. We've learned that, right?
It's very competitive.
Yeah, and none of them really go like his blew up, went bigger than PPC Ian's. So
PPC Ian he's amazing.
Yeah, he knows his stuff, and
yeah,
he's a great speaker.
Right, he should definitely have 100,000 subscribers after all these years. But you know, somebody like JJ Butler comes along and he does it in like a year and a half. I don't understand sometimes, but
it's not from man. It's the godly algorithm.
Yeah, it is. It's got to be. But congrats to everybody. I'm not knocking anyone's success. You know, props to him for doing that.
No, you want people to be successful. That's for sure, man. That's for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Ryan, any other questions? This is awesome. It's just good to sit back and talk to Jason again, you know? It's like,
So,
with an old friend, how you doing and everything that's happening and what?
Yeah, we got to do the 6-panel people again.
I know. Those are fun. Maybe we can do that in the next couple of weeks, right?
Jose hosted it last year, so we got to figure out who's going to host it this year.
Yeah. We got to have Jose.
Where is Jose? He's got to do that. That was so fun.
I mean, Daniel's blown up. I mean, he's really I got to give it to you. I mean, I can still only output, and this is me like giving up my Friday night and Saturday night. I could have one video a week.
What are you up to? What's your channel now? Subs?
2,500. So,
it's good. It's growth.
Yeah, I mean, look, and I'm really, for me, like for you also, like, I'm just gratified. Like for me, YouTube was a way of accountability of understanding my investments. If I'm going to come out and talk about something, I can't be I got to have, like, I went to school to be a teacher. And the biggest thing they taught everyone was to give your kids mastery of a subject, have them teach like a project to the class. So when I was like, all right, I want to spend more time on my investments, and my wife was already being successful with YouTube, I was like, all right, let me start a YouTube channel. And for that, I've had over 140% rate of return in the market. And look, whatever that is, if it was 30% and the market was 17, and the S&P 500 was 17%, I'd be over the moon. Whatever the number is, like, I just wanted to outperform and do better, So for me, like, anything that YouTube provides me income-wise, affiliate links, all that is on top. And then I have a similar goal to you is, eventually we'll go one day full time. Like for me, it's 5 years. I want to sell my businesses. Like I'm working 15 hours a day, and it's a lot of work. And then I want to go, more at it. And I want to get I want to get an RV too. I told Jessica, I was like, we're gonna go just take the kids and we're just gonna drive. Like we're gonna rent all the house. I'll just go for a year. We'll be back in
for one deal with Jerry.
I think all of these YouTubers just want to just go drive.
Yeah. And
Jason, what'd you do? Did you rent one, or did you actually buy one for a short period of time?
No, yeah, we bought one, but it was a travel trailer style, but it was a big one. It had 2 bedrooms in it. It was because we got 2 kids. So the kids had a bedroom, we had a bedroom, and it was a big one. But I won't. But going forward, it will be like a Class C at least. Not that travel trailer was a beast going up, trying to go, and you hit any like mountainous terrain, and it wasn't very fun.
Yeah, no kidding. We're gonna make it.
Cody just pointed out something very true. Keenan Grace had 100,000 subscribers in 2. We had him on the show, the same show. He was probably 300-400 subs. And Jason, I think me and you were joking in some chat somewhere. And don't get me wrong, Keenan is amazing, but like it's funny how people are like, I'm loading the boat on this stock. Not for you, but you gotta buy this stock.
The kitchen is hot. If you can't handle it, get the heck
out. Yeah, for sure. You're like that.
He's really fun to watch. Sorry.
Well, stock up with Larry. He blew up. I don't know if y'all have seen him. You seen him?
No.
Yeah, and so him and Stock Mo, these are two middle-aged men.
Keenan's in the house.
Yeah.
Where is he? Oh, there he is. Hey.
Yeah.
Blew up.
There you go. But the stock up with Larry Jones and Stock Mo. Those guys. The Stock Mo's got like 200,000 subscribers, and he gets like 100,000 views. He surpassed financial education.
Wow.
For real. He was a teacher. He quit his job. He did it. It was like a 6-month time frame. He was a teacher who taught investing at high school and college level. And so just this dude sitting around, sitting there by his fireplace, and he just taught this. But he was daily uploads. It's like Jack Spencer. He does daily uploads.
Well, you know what I mean? Keenan was saying, like when he ditched like trying to dissect the stock, is that just like the news? And I think like Kevin, like if you can give people what is hot off the press, like that is so valuable. And that's what you have to do. You have to provide value.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, for sure. Like that's what Daniel does. Daniel just talks about the hot topics of the day. He's not necessarily. I haven't watched his stuff in a while. I don't know if he's really actively investing. He's just covering topics. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like what was his saying? Back like I never left.
It's been so long. I didn't caught up with him.
So Keenan, you're here. So how many are you doing a video? Is he doing a video a day? Like Keenan, are you doing a video a day now? And man, like I honestly miss his earlier videos when he had the little cutouts and jumping on the ship and explaining investing and whatnot. I thought they were so entertaining. I get my kids can gather around and watch his videos at that point.
That's it. Let's say he holds the audience. That's what
he does.
That's what Citizen of the Year was saying that JJ Buckner does. He holds the audience. So and then if you get watch time, like not watch time, but the time of the audience on your video, if they don't leave, YouTube will promote you for sure.
Yeah. And you know what? Here, good point too. Way less editing. Right. So he's just like, go. He's talking, he's captivating, he's saying his piece and whatnot. And great job, Keenan. You're doing great, man. We're proud of you. Good for you. So
very charismatic too.
Yeah, absolutely. So is that on his, right now it's still on him. Keenan, are you doing this full time now or are you still working elsewhere? Maybe just pull him into this. Are you okay for a few more minutes, buddy?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm good.
Okay. Ryan, you okay? Ryan's always okay.
I need another beer, but I'll be good.
Yeah, so do I.
You'll get one. Yeah, I'll hold it down for y'all. I hold it.
Back in a sec.
We're leaving Jason.
Let me scroll up and read some questions. See if there's any questions in the comments. I know I saw some earlier. I don't know if those people are still on. There were some SPAC related questions, but if you got some SPAC related questions, drop them. I'll see. I'll see if I can answer them for you. How old am I? I'm 40. I just turned 42. That was my recent birthday. Turned 42. My sister turned 50. So yeah,
he really is holding it down.
Oh yeah. So I like SB. Yes, Citizen of the Year. But I sold the top. I sold ChargePoint at 45. That was when I was almost marrying like highly on, and it's gonna be like, it's it's gonna be super long term. But my problem is the reason I trade them now is because my whole portfolio is gonna be a rotation until I hit some numbers that I want to hit. So in other words, I'm not marrying any stock right now, none at all. Everything's on the chopping block.
I love it. Single, ready to mingle, ready to marry anything right now. I love it.
That's right.
Rebecca, yes. The answer, Rebecca, is yes.
I'm on the low carb stuff always, but
all right. So, anybody got any questions for Jason, or just letting us ramble? I love it.
Are we bringing on Keenan? Keenan, you coming on?
Yeah, Keenan, you want to jump on? Hang on, let me grab the.
Send him the link.
I think I posted it. Hang on.
Oh, that's right. Rebecca says she was legit. Was JJ Butler's 82nd subscriber? OG. He's a great YouTube personality. Agreed. I really I'm not. So if you can remove the personal connection to him, I was using him as a case study of how he really is just a sort of, I'm gonna call it, because he doesn't really do deep dive stock analysis. He's really just a regular dude who really just covering regular common stocks. Nothing, not really new stock. I know I saw he covered some penny stocks and stuff like that. It seems like everybody sort of moved into that arena to get more views. It's just part of the hustle. But for the most part, he just covers like Pepsi and Coke and Johnson & Johnson. How do you get a channel like that to blow up to 100,000 subscribers? That's what I'm saying. So right. Well, the algorithm and his personality and So I'm just saying that the case study on that is just pretty amazing. That he's someone like that has been able to do that with a channel about dividend stocks.
Absolutely, Keenan. If you're still here, I just dropped the link there, so you should be able to click it and jump on board with us. Okay. Hey, and if anybody else wants to jump on board, just jump on board, and we'll bring you in backstage. Absolutely.
Matt Money wants to come on. Look, he's just lurking.
Matt, come on. Let's go.
Matt Money.
Jump on board, my friend. Let's go. Love to have you guys on board. So what were you thinking when you first started your YouTube channel? Like, what were you thinking? Seriously, like, what was like the reason why you actually started it?
It was, I'm going to say it was part me actually wanting to learn, right? And the other part was I was just starting. The landscape wasn't as full as it is now. Learn, right? And there you go. We got. Hey, what up, Matt?
There we go.
What's going on? I'm not
hey,
even sleeping either wise. So what's going on?
Chilling.
Let me close the door. I was like,
well, glad to have you here. Cheers, my friend.
Pleasure to be on, man. It's probably been like 6 months since I've been on the Rick
Absolutely.
and Ryan show.
It's been too long. No kidding.
Yeah. Sorry to crash the party, but I'm not going to deny an invite.
Always welcome. Always welcome.
Jason, congrats on all the success, man. 285K, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, man. That's just the tip of the iceberg, though. I hope. I'm gonna come up on you quick, though. Watch.
Yeah, you will, man. I'd be happy for you, man. I'd be happy for you.
No, you're killing it too. I'm just messing. You're doing. I see you making some more risky plays too now, which you should.
What's that?
With your portfolio size now, you can could do it without probably easier than someone with a smaller portfolio and get away with it. You could risk 10 or 15, 20 grand here and there, no problem, right?
Sometimes I risk a little bit more than I'm willing to, but I have started to put some feelers out, some things that I really enjoy. I was just actually I'm in the process of making a video today, and kind of just recorded something. And of course, I'm no SPAC guy, right? I always, like, every time anybody asks me like a SPAC question, I'm like, I'm not the guy, dude. Just go to Jason, right? But like the space aspect of like just investing, like you and I invested in Virgin Galactic around the same time. It was like December 2019. We both made videos, and at that point, I had no idea what the hell a SPAC was, and I think that you caught the bug, right? And so you went off that other tangent. I think that was one of the first few companies that really gave you the bug. And I was like, whatever, like a company merged, like let me get involved, whatever. But so I have a decent amount of Virgin Galactic, and then Kyle has been doing a lot of research on SRAC, but overall, man, I'm just excited for Cathie Wood to release ARC-X. Like, I'm super excited about it. Like, I'm like, what do I do? I'm like, do I sell half of my Virgin Galactic and put it into ARC-X? I'm like, I just like every time I watch. Sorry, I'm like super enthused about it. Every time I watch on TV, like a SpaceX launch or anything like that, I'm like tears in my eyes. I'm like super emotional. It's just like it's so cool, man. It is literally the frontier of space.
Well, dude,
Awesome.
did you not see my video 3 days ago? 2 days ago? The new SPAC,
Yeah,
Astra.
HOL.
Yes, sir. It's better than it's a momentous. Throw that thing away and buy and sell all your SRAC and buy HOL for real. No. It's the founder of SpaceX. Okay, the founder of SpaceX is the chief engineer of Astra. So everyone. Oh my God, I want SpaceX. Oh my God, I'll sell my son and daughter for SpaceX stock when it comes out. Well, you want the guy who co-founded SpaceX. You could right now buy the company that's going to be delivering everything low Earth orbit. They've already passed SpaceX timeline wise.
Yeah.
So Astra is the company that's already passed SpaceX to deliver low Earth orbit cargo right now. It's ready to buy. You can buy it right now. HOL.
You still have any Virgin Galactic there, Jason?
No, man, I traded that thing. I was trading that bad boy.
He's out.
Yeah. That was real wild too, because you learned a lot about volatility with that one. That was like the most volatile thing ever.
Yeah, it went up like within a couple of days of you and I investing in it. I know it went up to $42.
Yeah,
and then it came back down, and I was just like, well, whenever I get some money, I'm gonna buy more, and so I did. So now I got 400 shares, kind of at like a.
What's up, like 50 something now, right?
What's that? Yeah, I mean, I sold covered calls at 85 for $8 a share, right? Like that one was no brainer. I was just like, if it goes up to 85 by March, like I will let it go, right? And so of my 400 shares, I made $3,200 pretty quick. Plus, if it does get called away, it is what it is. But yeah, man, I'm super enthused about space, and anyway, and I'm excited about IPOE. I think that's one I'm going to hold for the long term. I sold my Clover. That one kind of didn't end up doing well. If it does continue to stay where it's at, though, I think I might buy back in.
But they just got hit by Hindenburg. I would stay away. They got hit by the short report. Hindenburg, Hindenburg is who when they hit. See, the other short report companies are kind of but when Hindenburg hits a company, look out, okay? Because that's what took down Nikola. Trevor Milton stepped down after Hindenburg about a week later, for real, because they don't play so what they have in their short report. Every 100, not 100%. I won't say 100%, but majority of it is very, very accurate information. Listen, my guy in to help Rick knows him, Patrick Desjardins.
Yeah,
he's actually my favorite YouTuber now because he's of SPACs. So it's me and him is who I like on YouTube for SPACs. So if you're looking for SPAC people, there you go. And I think he does a better job at like looking at the fundamentals of companies than I do. So he's a better fundamental investor. But as soon as Clover dropped, he dropped a video, and he's only done one negative video in all of his videos, and it was on Clover Health because the management is crooked. What
do you think of Virgin Group acquisition company taking 23andMe public? What do you think about that?
It was weird. It was a weird accusation.
I thought it was too. And then I did a little bit more research, and it's going to be a little bit about my video. I don't know when the hell I'm going to get around to it. We're all working full time. It's hard. But I was initially like 23andMe really why would I invest in a company that'll tell me I'm more German than I'm Irish, right? Like I'm not really I didn't really see it, right? But what I recognized and what I actually heard, and I had to do a little bit more due diligence about it, but it seems as though that 23andMe was really started to be more of like a genomic DNA sort of aspect thing. So it made sense, but they more so publicized it with find out where you're from and all that. But it has bigger implications than that. It has more of along the lines of like understanding if your genes are prone to having certain types of cancers or anything like that. And I know that's there's a lot of things that already do that, but I think that there's potential in it, especially with the genomic space and going forward in that respect. And I think that Kathy Woods is a really big proponent of that going forward. So I don't know. I'll have to do more research on it. I might just kind of sell it. I got my 100 shares and my warrants. But 100
anyway. What is the it's a SPAC?
Yeah, VGAC, Virgin Group Acquisition Company.
Because what you were saying, Matt, is about, so excited about Kathy Woods and the new SpaceX, or not Arc. Is it called ArcX? Is what the new ETF is going to be called?
ArcX, yeah.
So same thing with the genomics. Like you just feel like someone's going to be big, but like I can't tell you if Illumina, Editas, or CRISPR is going to be the biggest genomics player. But like
I'm with you there.
The whole sector I know is going to win. Arc allowed that, and the same thing with space. Which is still like it's further out. It feels like, but everyone wants to touch. Like does anyone think like SpaceX will actually be able to buy like that main company public? Or I've heard rumors like they don't want it to be like publicly held because they don't like the mission may not be like in the best interest of shareholders, is what I've heard. Like going to Mars may not be the best thing for business, but like that's a life mission for someone. So we're not going to allow shareholders in the board to control that. We're going to go private, so no one can control us. We'll offshoot Starlink. We'll do this. We'll do that, and we'll raise more money to make this mission happen. But overall, like space could be a big industry, no? Or
it could be. I mean, why do you think we shut down NASA? Right? I mean, granted, NASA is still working, right? But it's not sending people to space as much as they were, right? And obviously, it has to do with the fact that in 2008 we hit the recession and Obama kind of shut it down because we weren't making any money. Right. So exactly what you're saying. I mean, why would you take SpaceX public if all the money they're going to make on NASA contracts and, sending satellites up, they're just going to use that to fund going to Mars? And you think going to Mars is going to be profitable? So
a long time from now.
Yeah. But I do agree with you. Like CRISPR, this, that. It's like, I don't know what the hell it's going to be. I'm just going to put money in ArcG, sorry. So that's what I have.
I was buying Illumina. I tried buying Illumina, and then like I was reading that they weren't scaling and cutting costs efficiently and all this. Like I don't know. Like it wasn't it's not a tangible product I can touch every day. And like in terms of learning how to innovate a new technology, it's Kathy Woods is better at that than I am.
Yeah, I'm not Jason, man. I don't have golden touch, man. Everything, Jason's got that golden touch, man. It's impressive, and I'm real proud of him and shit. I mean, knowing your strategy, I think it's a true testament of like understanding your strategy and what works for you, right? So it's like I'm a big proponent of like evolving, right? I think like a lot of people always assume like, all right, I got to stick with dividend investing. I got to do this. It's just like, I understand that, and dividend investing is still the majority of my portfolio, right? Every dollar that I make, 50% of it, I guarantee, is going into the dividend portfolio because I want $2,000 a month in dividends. I have $2,000 a month in dividends now. I want to get that to $4,000 to $5,000 a month, like because once I get $4,000 to $5,000 a month, the amount of risk I'm willing to take on after I get $4,000, $5,000 a month in dividends is like, my goal isn't, just hitting 1 million or 2 million. I mean, I'm trying to get to 10, right? Like I'm trying to, at this point, it's more about seeing how far I can take this shit, right? So once I get that 45,000 a month in dividends coming in, which I'm halfway there at this point, it's like, then we can have some real fun. Then I can be more like Jason. But until then, I'm working a pretty volatile industry. So I'm just trying to make sure my bases are covered. And I'm real proud of Jason, man. I love watching it.
Check this out. Wouldn't this be awesome if you could escalate it? If you could escalate wealth building to you get 2 million in 2 years, and then you imagine buying $2 million worth of dividend stocks at one time. See, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. Anyway, but no, man, to your space point, that's what I'm back to Astra. I'm going to say that it's the most space ready company, like Virgin Galactic. I mean, they're
all attacking different niches though.
They're running on fumes though. There's no real revenue there, they were kind of part of the short squeeze from Wall Street Bets as well because they were being shorted like really heavy.
I sold my 85 calls, man. I was like, this is free money. Let's go.
Right. And so, all this stuff. So, and that's the thing. All these SPACs. If Kathy buys them, they moon. So, So it's pretty crazy just to follow this whole. So, yeah, this recent interview with this Better World acquisition, this lady really did a very good job of encapsulating that. There's like this perfect storm right now of everything getting disrupted. You know what I mean? And so
Yeah.
I saw an interview from Kathy Woods yesterday, where she's like, "Yo, about 50% of the S&P 500 is at risk." So dividend investing, as we know it, is not going to be the same because half of these companies are about to be disrupted. Not like tomorrow, obviously. I mean, but that's the
In
thing.
due time. Yeah.
In due time. So, and she's
Just like the
literally,
Kodaks of the world, right? Like Kodak used to be a huge staple. Used to churn out cash.
well, and a lot of them are like divesting of things. You're seeing that, like, because ESG is taking over. Like if they're part of their business is touching something that is very controversial, they got to divest of it, or they're doing it just to look better, or they're putting solar on all of their buildings and stuff like that,
Yeah.
on their corporate headquarters. So there's this whole thing going on. And if you're just looking at the slower growing companies, you're going to miss all of this wealth revolution. And this is going to happen whether the market is doing really well or not. There's like all these trillions of dollars literally going of government funds to, all this money, and all that money is going to go into some of these wealth categories.
It's already happened, man. Yeah, I mean, I work in oil and gas, right? And so I can't tell you how many times I heard some of the key people within the organization say, "Well, we just got out of a meeting with BlackRock, and we just got out of a meeting with Fidelity, and they're saying we gotta change, right?" And so the trend. I wish I could tell you what company it is because it would make a little bit more sense. But basically like it makes sense when you start seeing some of these organizations being like, okay, we're going to transition to more of a renewable future, right? And you could kind of see the writing on the wall, right? Fidelity and BlackRock were like, hey man, we're pulling our money out, right? Like we're going to places, right? And so you see the natural oil and gas companies and their stock price, not to say that they don't make money, they do make decent money, but the multiples that they're getting these days is just a fraction. And it's just because all the big players said, hey man, we're not putting money into it anymore. We're putting our money into other things. And unless you change, you're not getting our dollars anymore. And so just like you said, Jason, like with all the other public funds, the college trusts from Harvard, from the Rockefellers, from everybody, they say, we're pulling our money out, man. And we're putting it into EV. Right. And it'll be interesting to see how in 10 years or so, if some of these companies can kind of turn it around.
Well,
or if I get throw real quick, someone, I can't remember who was saying it, but like these companies that you think may be safe that can produce 10% annual returns may actually be as risky as these companies that can produce 10 bagger returns, tenfold returns. The risk could be the same on the downside, but the upside doesn't exist. So you're actually more at risk at investing conservatively. And I think it was what Kathy may be alluding to in these 250 companies is you think you're in a safe thing because you're going to get 10% a year, but you're actually at the same risk. And these companies that can give you 10 back returns. So you may as well try to reach for higher returns because even if you're wrong, at least if you diversify within those companies with big opportunity, you have more downside to be protected. Does that make any sense?
No, you do. Yeah, that makes sense.
That's a good point. That's a very good point.
Yeah, no, like I talked about it in this video today that I dropped today on this battery company out of Norway. Two things that I touched on just vaguely in that video was that actually didn't even touch on this part, but one of my
Norway.
This out of Norway, Norway. I didn't actually touch on this in the video, but Norway they have like about a $1.5 million trust fund, right? That they're re-examining it, and they're going to pull all out of oil and go into EV as well, because they're leading the chart. They are totally leading the EV revolution because 50% of vehicles that are sold there now are EV, whereas here we're 5% right now. So we're slow. They're like booming, like going hard. But then then so there's the Super Bowl commercial. Google it. GM's. You seen GM Super Bowl commercial?
Well, I heard you talk about the Super Bowl in your video.
The one with Will Ferrell.
Did you see it?
No, I haven't seen it. I've heard about it though. Yeah.
Only your video.
So what does he mention though? JMAC, Jason, what does he mention in it again?
He's just it's a play on. He's like he's joking. He's like Norway's taking the lead on the EV revolution. It's Will Ferrell, and he's like I'm not having that, right? And so he goes on this mission to stop Norway from taking over, and then the video or the commercial ends. It says GM is launching 30 EV vehicles by the end of 2022, right? So there you go. So this is going to be on the Super Bowl, right? So now we're talking about Ford fully switching over, Chevy on board, and all these new players coming. So that's what I'm saying. Like,
I have a question for you in terms of for some reason I was thinking about this earlier today. Do you guys know who Peter Schiff is? You guys familiar with Peter Schiff? He's
the connection.
Well, I think he's always bearish. It's the stock market's always going to crash. You need to buy gold. Everything's going to go bad. And in once a decade, he's right. Okay, and but what I was thinking about him today, because he's always trolling on Twitter. And like he called the .com crash because he called it for 10 years and eventually the market crashed. But like I was thinking, but he always said buy gold, buy gold, buy gold. But like I feel like in the top of the .com boom, you had Amazon was $110 and it dropped all the way down to $5. But if you still bought gold at that time, Amazon was a much better investment. Even though it dropped, the volatility was much worse. And I just wondered in today's market, like how we can, whether space or EV or whatever market it is may get over romanticized, it could still be a better long-term investment. And and I wonder if investors who are romanticizing these investments are ready for that, are ready to see their assets drop in half. If we're going to go this route, right? If we're going to invest in these markets that are not as safe, you have to be able to hold on because you have to have a high conviction in the future of the world. And I think EV is pretty clear, right? If Norway is going 50%, and GM, I heard GM is going to go fully electric by 2035. Is that true?
Yeah, something like that.
Yep,
I heard that as well.
That's what I'm saying, man. A lot of people are ruling like Tesla. I'm not downplaying it. It's a great company, and they've kind of kickstarted all this. Easy.
Right.
Aspect of things. I don't want to upset Ryan here, so I have to tread gently. But I mean, they make a tenth the amount of cars as GM.
Cheers, buddy.
And they don't have nearly as much margin, but yet they trade 15 times more expensive than GM does. And I think a lot of folks are like just saying like, oh well, you can't transition, an old company. They're old fuel cars. They use petrol. They use this. It's just like Apple didn't always have the iPhone, man. Microsoft didn't always have Azure. So I mean, companies with cash flow can change, and they still sold 7.5 million vehicles last year. They can use that cash flow to invest $2 billion into some of these plants that they've already had. And I'm just curious if GM is eventually going to get a sort of multiple like Tesla is. Because I think last time I checked, GM is still about 60-70 billion, but yet they still sell 10 times as many cars as Tesla does right now. Not downplaying Tesla. Tesla has done a phenomenal job and has really kickstarted this revolution. But I think people aren't recognizing that, GM and Ford have just as much ability. They're a couple of years behind, of course, but they have just as much ability. People aren't going to stop buying Mustangs. People aren't going to stop buying Tahoes. I'll buy. Shit. If I had enough money, I'd buy the electric Hummer, man. That thing's badass. But I'm not making that JMAC money. And otherwise I probably would.
JMAC money.
But I have to wait. I have to wait a little bit. The expensive one's out now. What is it, like the $125,000 one? I can't afford that. But maybe when the $77,000 one comes out in a couple of years, maybe I can get involved.
I think the only way GM would, because it was being discussed that GM would divest of their EV lineup, right? But then they do that. What do they got left, right? doesn't make any sense. But that was discussed because that's what Daimler just announced. They're doing that, right? Did you see that?
I didn't see that. No, that's why would they do that?
They're moving. There's the split happening with Daimler from the legacy to EV. That's happening now too, and a bunch of companies are doing that. There's another one. What was it? I think Volvo has a lineup that they're kind of they spun up another company brand, and they're not even under doesn't even have a Volvo logo. And I don't know if it's Volvo. It's one of the German car makers. But a lot of these are doing this because. The thing is, I don't know, Ryan Mike was about to say it, but Chevy won't get that multiple with car dealerships. Not happening. Costs too much. Too much overhead.
Yeah, and to add that, I'm not going to pretend that like saying like every day Tesla stock goes up doesn't get harder and harder to justify the evaluation. But I think one thing that you can say is that like Tesla doesn't have like any sort of Tesla has. They have a demand problem. Like they can't keep up with demand. Like the reason I got into Tesla so long ago is because I knew that the company like could sell as many Model 3s as they wanted. They just didn't have enough factories to build them in. So that's why you got Giga Shanghai, you got Giga Texas, you're getting Giga Berlin. So when you can project these future multiples because they're literally just trying to create the infrastructure to deliver nearly as many cars as GM, and then you can get further into autonomous and whatever they're doing to battery cell technology dropping in a $25,000 EV. Like what scale is that? How many cars could they sell with 25,000? My mom.
I like where you're heading with this, and this is the exact model that I'm using for my investment thesis on Virgin Galactic, because everyone in 2008 was just like Tesla will never make it, right? It's never going to be, and then you're buying a modified Lotus Elise that is super expensive back in 2008 that and everyone's just like, okay, cool. And that's where Virgin Galactic is right now. So imagine once Virgin Galactic announces the secondary spaceport outside of New Mexico, and they say, well, now you can go from New Mexico to, let's just say, Hong Kong in less than 12 hours. Right now it will probably take you who knows how long, more than a day. But imagine you can do that. I mean, the advantageousness of that for some business owners that need to be involved, maybe it'll take less than 12 hours. Maybe it'll take something along the lines of like 6 hours or something of the like. The flight itself, Virgin Galactic's flight will take 3 hours, right? But of course, getting to the spaceport, and then if you have to, of course, there's not going to be as many spaceports as there are going to be airports, right? But there's going to be at least 6 spaceports in the coming years. So just like the gigafactories, right? Imagine how much cheaper, imagine how much more accessibility it's going to have over time. So just like the Tesla, it's starting off at $250,000 to take some of these rides. Eventually, it's going to be $250,000 to go to, say, Beijing in this short amount of time. But eventually, as time progresses and the company becomes more profitable, they can kind of scale it up. And they've already seen that the demand is somewhat there. But I just think at what point, Branson gets up in the air later this year. The FAA allows them to get commercial space travel. At that point, they're not pre-revenue anymore. They're like Tesla back in 2008, right? Then they start getting that revenue. They build a second spaceport, and it's game over, man. It's the same exact thing. It's just you're betting on if they're actually going to get to the second spaceport, and if they do. And
then I think it becomes like whenever Tesla dilutes shares, creates $5 billion and dilutes shareholders, everyone's excited. Elon's got more money to invest for us, Like there's this belief in the CEO that he can create more value with more money. So like Branson probably has it on some level.
I think that is the only reason why I would be bullish on Tesla. Is they could be like, we're increasing the float by 1%, and here is $9 billion, right? Like, let's say they're like, 2% of the float. We'll do 2%. It's like, here's $16 billion. It's like, I don't know why GameStop the hell didn't do that. They could have been like, we're raising it, 2%, and they would have got $800 million, right?
Did they not raise capital during this?
AMC did. Do you know, Jason? I don't know. Rick?
JMAC, Jason, you would know better on this one than I would.
AMC?
Or did any companies have pumped? They dilute?
I thought I heard one of them was talking
I know
about a split.
AMC did, but I don't know if GameStop ever did. I was just waiting to be announced.
When are they going to get that chance again, right?
They won't.
I mean, game is still hovering around 100, right, or 90 or something like that. Or so
Yeah,
I
if I were
mean,
them, I'd still do it.
yeah, still do it at those levels. Yeah.
Better than $3 a share that they could have, a few months ago.
Crazy.
But anyways, I didn't mean to hop on and take over. I of course I look like a dummy. I just got back from the gym and wanted to hop on and talk to you guys.
Cool.
But I'm gonna run and grab some dinner and listen to the rest of you guys chat it out, and I'll talk to you guys soon. All right.
Hey, listen, we didn't want you on board. We wouldn't have invited you. So glad you joined us.
That's because Rebecca twisted your guys' arm. You're like, I guess we'll have Nat on. We gotta make the people happy, right?
You are more than welcome anytime.
But
Just
hey, man,
reach
I love
out to
talking to
Ryan
all
Live.
three of you guys. I'm proud of everything that you guys are doing. You guys are making money
And
in your own
likewise.
certain ways.
Likewise,
Man.
Yeah, man.
Likewise, amigo.
Cheers,
Likewise.
I'll talk to you guys.
All right, man. Take care. That was cool. Hey, Cody, Citizen of the Year, you jump on. Let's go. Dan, you're next. Jump on. Before JMAC says, all right, I've had enough. I got a Discord to look after tomorrow.
And that's what I'm checking right now.
I know.
Catching up a little bit.
I know. Ryan, you got a lot going on as well.
I got an early meeting tomorrow, but this has been fun.
Yeah, I'm taking on a whole new project with our team as well. So it's like just go right now all around. Holy jeez. Crazy times, guys. Crazy times. Or even Alex, Blood Phantom. Here we go. Guys, anybody wants to jump on? I just dropped the link. So, hey, I'll drop it again.
No Keenan, huh?
No, unfortunately. He needs to work on his next video. I don't know. I mean, Keenan's done incredible. I really enjoy watching his videos, man. It's just like so captivating. He's just so well dressed. He's like pow pow pow. He's got the energy high. Like both his YouTube channel and his Instagram are just taking off. I'm really, really proud of him. Really am. So
his growth is incredible.
So there you go, J-Man. There's a question for you, buddy.
Yeah, I don't tell people what to buy.
I know.
You got to figure that out yourself. Watch my most like the one that I'm most interested in right now is the one I just dropped the video on. I bought some of that today. Obviously but tomorrow's a different story. That thing could pre-market shoot up. So and that's the thing. Even in my private Discord, I don't tell people what to buy and sell. I even have exclusive tier where I meet people one-on-one. And in the one-on-ones, I don't tell people what to buy. I review their portfolio and I look it over and I'm like, I say what I would do sometimes, if that were my portfolio, if I would make some changes. But I don't. It's still entries and exits. You got to figure that out. If you can't figure that out, then you don't need to be investing.
Absolutely.
But and also, Jason, I feel like what you're dealing with the SPACs is a whole different animal. Like
it is.
And that's something as someone that's lightly dipped his toe in it, like, and having this conversation tonight, like, it really makes me rethink. Again, I see your hands, like, start here and come down.
Trimming the whole time, taking profits every opportunity. On green days, take profits. On red days, buy more if you're accumulating. Those same simple principles of just regular investing that still apply. I mean, sell big rips, buy the dips.
But that's true.
Back in a second.
It took me, and I'll touch on it briefly. Like I feel like I have a decent investing thesis into crypto. Like I went to 2016, 2017, kind of got lost in the volatility, and in the bear market, like I got introduced to something called the Trello chart, and it just took like a median price of the market and took lows against the median. And looked at highs above the median. And like it gives you a bird's eye view of the market. You don't get caught up in the emotions, up, down today. Buy when you're making lows against it. And right now we're nowhere near against like overvaluation levels. But like that's just one asset class. So like there's so many different ways to trade different asset classes.
Yeah, well, I mean, you could apply that on a micro level to one stock, right? You could just on a chart, you could say, all right, look, it's hitting resistance. I'm still not very technical savvy.
Neither am I.
I don't, but I do actually pay a little more attention to that. At least I go and look at it now, and say, you know what, if it's on a parabolic rip, I'm not going to buy right then, unless I'm buying into a strength of a story or something like that. Well, and then that's in like that trading account where I'm buying in, but I'm quickly getting out. Where I'm just scalping a little bit, but that's a different story.
And to touch on that, like more longer term, like what I've learned from investments is when they break through their all-time highs, like there becomes no resistance. And so you get this euphoric run, which we saw. Again, I'm heavy crypto right now, but like what Tesla did when it broke through 400, it went to 900 in like a month. Where it traded in a level for 5 years. Eventually it had no more reasons to stop at levels.
Right. Yeah. I did that this morning with one that went parabolic, but I bought it at 750. And then when it hit like 1910 or 1920, I was like, okay, I've had enough. $2 per share, on a couple hundred shares. That's pretty decent. So I sold. That thing kept going and went to 26. And then someone like in my Discord was like, why don't you stay in? And I'm like, because I'm not getting greedy. And and of course it went down and it settled. It consolidated at 22. So I could have got trapped anyway. You know what I mean? But it was just, I'm very conservative when I day trade too.
And it's cool. And you know what? It's cool that you say that as well on your Discord. You actually mentioned that, like, look, I'm gonna do some day trading on this one, and when you post your buys and sells, you gotta respect that big time. And it's just like, that's great, so everybody understands what's going on.
Yeah, I warned them so they're not thinking this is an investment. Yeah.
Yeah. So smart. Dave is in the house. We're trying to get Cody on. Cody, just click on the link. You don't need anything, stylish or anything like that. Just click on the link. Dave's here as well. Dave, you want to jump on board? That'd be great. Dan, it'd be great to have you guys jump on board here as well. It'd be fantastic. So there's the link one more time. Oh, hang on. Hold on. Whoa. We have an appearance here. Hold on. Ready?
Hey, what's up? What's up, guys?
No way.
Citizen of the year is here. Are you kidding me?
I hope I'm not like echoing or something. I don't want to.
No, you sound great, man.
I've always been afraid to join one of these because I don't know.
No, this is great. This is awesome. This is perfect. You sound great, man.
Turn your light on. It's dark.
Have you ever done, Cody? Have you ever done one of these before?
No, I've always been like a spectator, but I've never actually hopped on.
This is incredible! Wow, great talk with us. Couldn't have done it with three better people.
It's so weird. Someone that you've been talking online to for 2 years, you feel like you already know him, right? And that's the first.
Kidding. It's like, where have you been?
Yeah, I was just thinking that with some of you guys. I was like, wow, we've never met in person, but I feel like I know a lot about you.
He's got the perfect narration voice, man, for real.
No kidding, man.
Cody tells a great story.
Yeah,
you do. You tell a great story. Your reels are incredible. They're really good.
And I'm real behind on you guys in terms of the blood alcohol content right now.
And don't ever lose your sense of humor either, okay? Don't ever lose your sense of humor. You got a great one. Don't ever lose it. Hey, you can catch up if you want.
Yeah.
I think I got like a Truly in the fridge.
Go and grab it. Belated happy birthday to Jason here. We're celebrating.
Cody, you're a dividend growth investor, but you seem to be more speculative in nature. What are you buying in the market these days?
Man, I'm hoping to hop on more Square before they announce earnings.
we got Dave in the house too. Can you believe this? Holy shit!
There we go.
I have to be on my very first live stream with Cody.
Can't miss this.
We paid the big bucks to be here tonight. secretly?
We just got off a private stream, like an hour long.
With,
OnlyFans?
Are you
OnlyFans?
going
Or what?
into these days?
No, it was the MGTOW group.
Yeah, that's my
No,
the
it
home
wasn't.
base.
Options group.
Man.
I missed this stream. I'll have to go back and watch it. What's I know you've been killing it, JMAC. Is that what you just more of the same? Is that what you talked about, or what?
Yeah, just bragging up here, that's all.
Humble brag.
No, man, just catching up with the fellas.
We're actually having Trevor Milton's joining pretty soon too. So
I love Trevor.
Dave always could defend him.
I will, yeah. I'm like a person that loves to go against the grain. I don't go with mainstream collectivism.
Whenever I talk smack on Trevor, he's like, Ryan, he's a multi-billionaire. What do you got to say?
Yeah.
It made out good.
I'm a snake oil salesman all you want. He's a billionaire.
Yep.
Effective, very effective.
So we were asking Cody, what is he buying in the market today? He's selling some options. He's a dividend growth investor. He wants some Square. I mean, are you a fan of Jack
I
Dorsey?
know what he should have bought today.
Yeah,
He should have bought APD today.
So what he does on like the Square part, I like Jack, but then he does all of his other Twitter shenanigans. I'm like, man, this guy is really polarizing. Yeah.
Did you buy APD today, Cody?
No, that's that HR services company, right?
No, that's ADP.
Oh, ADP. Okay.
APD is that chemical. It's a materials play. It was down like 8% this morning from earnings, so there's a good time to pick it up.
Yeah, that is intriguing. I know that's a favorite of PPC, and
well, if he buys it, everybody should buy it.
Clorox was also down a lot today.
Yeah, that's another one we play some good options on.
JMAC, are you selling any options?
Not really. No. Well, I do still every once in a while sell covered calls. When I have a position that I'm holding, long enough. Right. Yeah.
How long are you in the stock these days?
How long am I in a stock? 3 to 4 months, maybe, at max. I mean, I still got a small $25,000 in dividend stocks. But like I said, it's the more growth dividend stocks, the Apple, Microsoft, Intuit, those kinds of stuff.
The low yield ones.
Dave, we were saying like you're further along the economic ladder than us. So like now you're building up a beat. Like, could you have gotten your nest if you weren't more aggressive in other ways, or had it really like had you build up everything you have now? We were talking about like we want to build these multi-million-dollar net worths. Can you just do it through dividend growth, or do you need other vehicles that can grow you faster?
I mean, that's always the question you hear, right? Like, how can you? I mean, hindsight's 20/20. How do you know, right? I'll be a multimillionaire by the time I die, right? Oh, probably will be. Yeah, I mean, Rick's probably already one at this point anyway. He's just a humble guy. But I would rather protect my capital at this point than try to grow it, at a risky pace. Now, what I'm doing with the options, I mean, $6,000 last month. I'm already up $3,000 this month already. It's only been 4 days. So that to me that's where I'm comfortable, right? Like I can make 2% a month, actually 3% a month last month, then that's still going to, destroy the market, right? And I feel like I'm safe at the same point. I'm all about capital preservation these days.
How much did you put into GameStop?
Well, I actually sold a put on it early on, and then I bought it right back, lost $10, and then I ended up buying a put on it, and that would have been printed off because I knew that thing was going to go back down. It's probably going to go back to right where it was before this whole short squeeze. But I mean, it is what it is. Why even play this stupid game to begin with?
Some people got rich off of it, but probably not the majority.
I know 2 people that lost $50,000 on it plus.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Play stupid games, get stupid results.
Yeah, you're gonna get burned.
You're trying to get rich quick. You're going to get poor fast.
I made $3,500 on it.
There you go.
Hey,
Easy money. And yeah, definitely easy money. That was easy in the beginning. On day 1, day 2, it was so easy. You could play all of them: Nokia, BlackBerry.
But you didn't know what was going on. Like a lot of us, the trading options. Nobody really knew about the whole Wall Street bets thing that they were doing on there until that came out. And then it's like, okay, now I know what's going on. But before that, it's like, what's the hell is this reason this piece of shit stock's going up?
Right.
Party's already over.
Right, but I mean, you could just have went to Wall Street Bets and then refresh, and you could see that 500,000 people were joining like every hour or two. It went up from like 2 million to like 7 million people. So you knew, and then you looked at the volume on the stocks. I mean, it was a very easy trade.
What you're basically saying, JMAC, is this was literally a legal Ponzi scheme, is what it was.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean, well, it was just a group of people, because I mean, I guess however you want to put it, but it's I
mean, it really technically is a Ponzi scheme. I mean, you all these buyers coming in, fresh capital, force the stock to go up, scare the shorts. That fills it up even more. And then you got some big players that got to freaking cover and get the hell out. That thing hit almost 500. I think it was like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning here.
What do you guys think about Robinhood's response to it? Or even, it wasn't even just Robinhood. There was other brokerages that restricted trading on certain stocks.
Yeah. I don't think anything in Canada happened.
I think you have the right to do dumb things. So while I didn't invest in it, I enjoyed watching and good for the people that made money. But most people are losing their shirt, and most people that never invested before, are getting into it and think this is actually a tangible, fundamental investment for whatever reason.
Right.
I think they deserve, to be able to be dumb. So I didn't like Robinhood's censorship of being able to buy stocks. And the whole thing is weird. Like, someone called us and said, you must have this much in reserve. So we had to stop. Like, who called them? Like,
you know what, though? Every broker was doing it. Not every broker. I don't think Fidelity did it, but
I'm going to
a lot of brokers. And I don't think it was necessarily outside pressure. I think it was like they're just protecting their ass. Like, there's a lot of capital on the line. They got to start liquidating some stuff with margin call it crazy. Like, I know a lot of people that got hurt because they have a dividend portfolio and they're trading options in the same account. And they literally had the brokers liquidating positions. So that's a good rule right there, a good learning or lesson or whatever you want to call it, to don't keep your dividend stocks with your options account.
That's a good point.
So, guys, funny thing, over the course of those few days here in Canada, Robinhood was all over the news, all right? Yet we cannot get the Robinhood app in Canada. So I'm sure a lot of Canadian investors are probably just sitting there scratching their heads going, what are they talking about? It was all over the mainstream news going on. Robinhood restricting, blah, 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 blah. And we just don't even have access to it up here, unfortunately. I mean, sorry, unfortunately.
You're lucky you don't have access to it there.
I know.
My thing is I'm willing to bet. I'll bet anybody that wants to bet on it. You won't see this happen again.
You don't think so?
This is a one and done thing right here. This is a one thing that it's never gonna happen again.
So you don't think Wall Street Bets is gonna become a hedge fund pushing out the shorts?
I think that, number one, the shorts don't even have to tell you they're shorting. So I mean, like, they're just not gonna make it known, or it's like they're gonna protect themselves from this happening again. This is one of those things where it was a once in a lifetime opportunity until some new freaking thing gets exposed or whatever, and they find it and exploit it.
Well, I mean, I disagree. If any stock, any small stock, ever gets shorted 100+% again, it's game on.
That's what I'm saying. Why would they do that though?
Yeah, if now that's on the hedge funds. If the hedge funds enter back into that territory, it's going to happen again. Now, but yeah. So to your point, it's just because that info is public knowledge. They
don't have to make it public knowledge.
Not them, but you can find
this, right?
who is being shorted the most of any stocks. It's that's easy data. You can get it, right off FinBiz. You can go to FinBiz and see who shorted the most percentage.
Well, they could try to target companies that are shorted, 50%, or I don't know if it'll work, but that's what I'm saying. This is literally
gotta be small companies, though.
Yeah.
That's the reason this worked, because these are small,
low float, low market cap stocks.
You want to hear
what though? There's somebody that got in trouble that ran an investing service probably about 6-7 years ago now, where literally he just had a bunch of people, 300 people or something. And he's like, all right, I'm going to get in the stock. And he gets in the stock, and then they all got in the stock. And then as soon as they all got in the stock, they forced it to go up, and then he would get out. And guess what? He got in trouble by the SEC. It's almost exactly the same thing.
Right.
That probably happens so much that we're just not aware of it, right? Like all these big hedge funds, they could probably easily pump a stock and just get out of it.
Well, Carl Icahn and all those other short people, whatever. Bill Ackman, yeah.
He's an a-hole.
Remember the Herbalife? They used to short the hell out of that thing, short attack it.
Yeah. He slaughtered the markets in the pandemic. He came out and said, hell's coming, and he was buying puts on everything and made $1 billion. And then, God forbid, the little guys come together to fight back, and then they shut down the
Pelosi was buying during the market crash.
With their Tesla.
Tesla calls, yeah. So what happens though what do you think? You think they would ever hit a YouTuber? Because like Jeremy, financial education, he talks about a penny stock and it pumps.
Yeah.
You know what was that?
Good question.
He's pumping Dogecoin.
But he's got all his disclaimers and stuff, so they come after him, But in all reality, he bought, and then if when he talks about Tattooed Chef, which was really a lower float, that's not about that's about enough. It was Planet 13, like that one. Once he talked about that one, it went nuts, right? So. And that I'm starting to see that with some of these other guys I'm talking about that have 100 or 200 dead inside. Him Citizen of the Year for him.
Yeah.
The stock I was talking about today that I day traded this morning. He talked about it last night. CPSH, and it's just this little armor company, little military armor company, and he talked about it last night. This morning it went from 16 to 29. So
who the oldest freaking pumper of them all? Kramer. Back in the 80s or some shit.
Well, it's low volume after hours. He talks about stocks and they just go.
Well, I'm talking about years ago.
Oh, that's
how he made his money. He literally pumped a bunch of stocks, and he took advantage of a bunch of people.
He does it. He was doing it with SPACs for a couple of weeks. He would pick. He started covering SPACs, and every night, because it's after hours, low volume, every SPAC he talked about went up 30 to 60%. You know what I mean? And it was you could just those are the kind of plays, Ryan, I'm talking about, and the announcements that you could play all of those kinds of arbitrage situations, and that's how
SPACs you could probably do. You probably could do have the same effect. It wouldn't probably go parabolic as much. There's no short covering probably, but. Can you even short a SPAC right at the beginning?
Yeah.
Can you know what's super interesting is that some of these YouTubers have been getting paid money from some of these smaller companies just to talk about the stock. You can only say positive things though. Basically, they give you the script, and you have to just talk about it. I think you might have to disclose that you got paid by them, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I know Stockmo, I think, actually did it for a gold company. He did disclose that he got paid by the company to do it, but I know a lot of people in the comments were not happy with them doing that.
Independent investors been doing that. He's got some.
There's a bunch of people doing it.
I've done a few.
Yeah, Jason's done a few too.
Plus did one. Didn't Ryan Independent Investor do a gold one as well?
Yeah.
I think it's fine if you're disclosing it, because if you think about it, that's not much different than what CNBC and stuff do, right? The paid commercials.
Let's talk about the elephant in the room here. Ryan Giffen here pumping freaking Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash.
Are you on your Bitcoin yet?
I own both now through the gray company or whatever the hell it's called. Gray Core or whatever.
Grayscale.
Grayscale. There you go.
Bitcoin Cash.
Well, it's down 7%, so I picked it up yesterday.
Nice.
Bitcoin Cash. Love it.
Well, Rick, man, and Ryan, I appreciate y'all having me on. I'm at 2 hours now, so I'm gonna cut her down now.
What? 2 hours? Yeah. Holy crap!
Yeah. It's been fun, man. Like old days.
Rico, have you heard of is there a SPAC called Thriller out there?
Triller? I think there's one TRILL.
So someone told me to ask you about that one. I don't know about that one.
I got to ask JMAC. What about Play Studio?
Yeah, it's like a
It's on CNBC. It's the only reason I know it.
But it's all right. I mean, it's but it's like it's kind of like a award, like rewards for a casino company. So you play games and you earn rewards that you can then cash in at a physical casino. So it's like a little gimmicky to me. I probably wouldn't. I'm not investing in that one. Some people in my Discord liked it. I didn't like it.
Well, I'm not going to invest in it, but I want to get your thoughts on it since I saw it on CNBC. It got mentioned there, so.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of those though, it's crazy. The revenue is crazy. 200, 300, 400 million on some of those companies. So a lot of those online casino gaming companies, it's crazy. So, and the margins are like 70, 80%. So they make a lot of money. So they might turn out to be good investments, but yeah, that's just one. The whole business model of it doesn't make sense to me.
So real quick, but before we sign off, because I gotta go too. But Matt asked a good question here. He goes, investing, what is the Grayscale Bitcoin Cash? And I just want people to understand Bitcoin Cash could have easily been Bitcoin.
It starts with a B on that one. Let me look because it's on my.
I think the whole thing, Bitcoin, there was a difference in opinion in Bitcoin. One said we're going to be a crappy currency, we're going to be slow, and we're going to be Bitcoin. The other one said we want to still be good currency. And what made Bitcoin popular was the Silk Road, buying drugs online, doing permissionless stuff, and then they got picked up by Microsoft was accepting Bitcoin, Expedia was getting Bitcoin, and it was good currency. People were adopting it because it was good currency. And all these people that were teamed up with the miners said we want to be slow and clunky and all this. So if the Bitcoin Cash people actually had got control of Bitcoin would probably be $150,000 right now. And right now you have Bitcoin Cash, which is not Bitcoin, it's Bitcoin Cash is $400 right now. And I think it's extremely, and it almost on scale. On chain, they do as many transactions as Bitcoin, and I think it's extremely and the pump right now, and again arbitrage investing, all these things. I think there's a lot of money to be made in Bitcoin, DeFi projects, and all those fun things. Maybe not Dogecoin, but
but Ryan, you're doing a great job on with your videos on crypto right now. Loving it.
Well, it's a passion project for me,
He's my source. Yeah. He's my source for the crypto.
I mean, your returns on crypto are insane too.
I don't even own a lot. We got $2,000 or $3,000 in there. That's it.
Go Ethereum, man. Go Ethereum.
Yeah, I had that one earlier too. I sold it.
45 minutes down the street from here. That's where it was developed.
Vitalik.
So much, man. So as Rebecca said earlier, such a great time to be alive. There's so much great things going on. All right, guys. So JMAC, thank you so very much for spending 2 hours with us. It's incredible.
Appreciate you.
Yeah, no, anytime, man. Anytime, brother. Cody, thank you for the inaugural live stream with us. This is incredible as well.
Show your face.
Yeah, hopefully
pull away the black sheet.
No, hopefully it won't be the last time. I never.
Anytime. You're more than welcome anytime. Just reach out to Ryan or I. You are more than welcome anytime. And all you guys, everybody watching and commenting, absolutely. Dave, you're a staple, buddy. You're one of the first here as well, my friend. So this has been fun, guys. Really, really cool.
But who are we picking for the Super Bowl?
I'm sorry.
Who are we picking for the Super Bowl?
Who's in it?
Go
Who's in
Chiefs.
the Super Bowl?
Go Chiefs.
Mahomes.
I am not a Brady fan. For the record, I'm not a Brady fan. All right. 1977-78, when they were the worst team ever. When they became when they went first got in the NFL in 74. So they had they won 2 games in 2 years. Oh, I loved them. That was awesome. Good for them, man.
Creamsicle unis, right?
It was fantastic. I always root for the underdog, man. So
Because you're a basketball fan, Rick.
I'm a basketball fan as well. Big time. Big time. Go Raptors, go. Let's go. Woohoo! Anybody want to come up for a Raptors game? My treat. Let's go. All right, let's whip around and we'll do some closing remarks here, I think. How's that sound? Anybody want to go first?
I'm probably going to live stream on Sunday, but maybe I'll push it back an hour. That's way because anybody wants to watch the Super Bowl, they can watch it. But Dan's saying Brady is like the J&J of NFL players. That's interesting.
It is true.
For JMAC, it's probably a PFE though. Are you still not invested in PFE yet?
Yeah. No, not quite, but that's funny.
Yeah, this is gonna be a good game. So, are you guys having some parties? We're still in lockdown up here in Ontario, in Canada. We're still in lockdown. We can't do anything. I'm gonna do a virtual party with all my friends. Actually, on this, I'm gonna probably do it on here or on the Discord.
So a sling watch party.
Yeah.
What's your pick on the way out? Your Super Bowl pick, though, too, Dave. Everybody's got.
Honestly, I'm not a football person, so I would have no idea.
Bucks or Chiefs? Just flip a coin.
I don't know. I'll have to look at the colors.
They're both red.
They're both red.
I'll go with Brady because I know the name. So,
all right.
All right, Bucks.
I'm gonna go Chiefs.
I got Bucks by 3.
I think Vegas has the Chiefs by 3.
Yeah, I'm going with the new guard, Mahomes. I'm going with.
There we go.
All right, I'm gonna have to watch this now. Anybody want to put some money on this?
Ooh.
I'll buy an option on this one.
One Dodge coin.
Hey, we'll talk later after the live stream, buddy.
You'll get Rick in trouble. We're live stream
exactly.
here.
Here we go.
Dave, one Dodge coin for Chiefs.
One time.
All right, Dave, quickly, any quick closing remarks? We're at 2 hours and 6 minutes. Say something.
No, I got to. Thanks for having me. Throwing the invite out there. I just thought I hadn't heard JMAC and talked to him in a long time. So, and I saw Cody on and figured if I came on, he'd show his face. But apparently, that's not the case. So.
That probably won't happen until I can actually retire and YouTube is like my full-time career, but that's years away.
maybe next year, just like
that's your excuse, huh?
Maybe I'll get the Keenan growth.
Yeah. Every day, man. Apparently it's every day, and he's doing a great job. Big time. All right, so guys, quickly, Hidden Freedom, Citizen of the Year, Ryan Giffen, and JMAC Investing. If anybody wants to subscribe, still watching, go hit those channels right now. Make sure you guys subscribe. That'd be really, really, really greatly appreciated. So, Cody, great having you on board today, man. It's really, really fun having you here.
Yeah, no, likewise. Thanks for having me, guys. Anytime.
Ryan, what would you like to say, my friend?
Keep an eye on Bitcoin Cash. I'm joking, guys. It's so fun. Like honestly, all 3 of you I've been following since my start, and it's amazing to see where you're all at in your lives. And JMAC, I feel like we'll be full-time YouTube in no time. Dave will be retired in no time, and me and Cody are gonna watch y'all. You can watch us work. And that'll be fun.
Guys, we got to do this more often, man. This is way too much fun, guys.
Yeah,
way too much fun.
And Ryan's a different story. Your wife's already exploding, right? So
yeah,
on YouTube. So you already got the YouTube income. So it's not
where she's making most of her money. I'll disclose is on sponsorships. Like she's getting, some brands are paying her $3,500 to mention the brand in the video.
Wow.
It's brand placements as well.
Like Cricket paid her $3,600 to demonstrate the Cricket machine in the video. And she's getting a couple of those a month plus ad revenue. It's retarded.
That's awesome. I love those stories.
I hope it lasts, right? But like, it's stupid.
But how many views is she like regularly getting? Like 20,
30 to 50. She's right over there. You know?
What's the click? Not the click through rate. The CPM on a channel like that.
I can tell you, she's pulling in $2 to $3 grand a month in ad, maybe 2 to 4, depending on holidays. It went up higher.
Who needs a regular job?
Right. What's a job?
Yeah, nobody needs a regular job these days.
So I mean, to me, that's kind of silly, but yeah,
that's cool, man. It's great to hear this.
Hopefully, it continues. You know.
Yeah.
That's
incredible. Keep it growing, man. Keep it growing. All right, birthday boy Jason. Any closing remarks you want to say?
No, I just appreciate you guys having me on. Like I said, it's kind of refreshing, kind of cool, it's good to catch up with you guys. I hadn't seen y'all in a while. Like I also don't even really go out and watch as much content as I used to. I'm just too busy, But I wish I could get around and comment on y'all stuff like we used to always do to each other. But
back in the day,
hey, that's actually a good thing, right? We've all grown, so we don't have to go comment on everybody's videos to get subscribers. But no, man, it's been good. And Rick, we're always connected because he's on my Discord. So appreciate your continued support.
I try to do the best that I can. I'm an entrepreneur, so I try to do the best that I can in an investing Discord. So I'm sorry if I'm not contributing as much as I should be, but I do what I can, sort of thing and whatnot. So, but
no, you're great. You're great. I appreciate you.
So yeah, hey guys, I think all you guys are like my virtual friends, and it's just I'm pretty blessed and fortunate to have met you guys. And yeah, I'd be lying if I didn't say that you guys didn't have a positive impact on my life. So really, really appreciate having you guys around, each and every one of you, and everybody still watching and whatnot. It's just this is so fun. It's really, really cool, man. Like I've got so many other friends that I can see on a regular basis, but seeing you guys like this it's incredible. So thank you for what you guys do. Thank you for putting the content out there. I don't know if many people actually tell you guys how cool and helpful you guys are in their lives, but you guys really are. It's outstanding what you guys offer to people. Like I sit there and watch your videos and go, holy crap, you guys are like what you're throwing out there and helping other people with is off the charts. So I think for a lot of other people, I say thank you. And just really cool having you guys around, man. Very cool. One life to live, having a blast with you guys. Let's just keep it growing, man. Let's have fun together. And who knows what the future is going to hold for all of us meeting up and all that sort of fun stuff. So, but I guess on that accord, thank you everybody for watching tonight. It's been a blast. It's been a fast 2 hours, 12 minutes. And hey, let's do this again.
Sure.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, guys. Thank you, guys. Let's go. We'll see you guys, I'm sure, tomorrow. Somewhere.
Have a good night.
Have a great night, everybody. Stay safe, all right?
Yeah.
Take care.